Hello and welcome back. Today, we're setting our focus entirely on new beginnings.
Mhm.
Specifically, the English you really need when the calendar turns over and, the air just feels full of fresh possibilities.
It is the perfect moment for this. It really is. Whether you're getting ready for a new job or maybe moving to a new city,
Right.
or even just trying to explain your hopes and plans to some English-speaking friends, the new
Mhm.
year has this whole dictionary of specific words and cultural phrases.
Exactly. And you, our listener, are looking for knowledge that's quick to understand, but also thorough. You want those aha moments.
Yes.
And our mission today is to just cut through all the noise and give you the absolute core words you need to navigate January 1st and, the weeks that follow.
Let's start with a scenario that I think we all recognize.
Okay?
Imagine you had this great idea back in December. You told everyone, next year I'm mastering Python programming.
Or maybe I'm going to become a serious musician and learn the acoustic guitar.
Yes, that's a classic one.
I know this story. The energy is so high on December 31st.
And now it's January 5th. That Python textbook is still unopened.
Uh-huh.
You've realized the programming language is a bit more complex than you thought, and, well, the guitar is just sitting in the corner collecting dust.
Right. And you need to talk about this situation.
Yeah.
You need the words.
You need clarity.
If you just say, I stopped learning,
Yeah.
that's kind of boring. We want to give you the precise English to explain the goal you set, why you might have abandoned it,
Mhm.
and how you plan to maybe pick up the pieces and try again.
We're going to unlock the essential English for setting goals, for celebrating, and for reflecting. It's not just about, translating. It's about conveying the feeling
The feeling, yes.
and the cultural weight behind these actions.
I love that approach. The new year isn't just a date change. It's like a permission slip for a fresh start.
A permission slip. That's a great way to put it.
We can think of it as turning a blank page.
Ooh, I like that.
All the mistakes, all the, incomplete paragraphs from last year,
Hmm.
they're left behind. And now you have this chance to write a brand new, clean chapter.
In that new chapter, it starts with the language of commitment. So let's chart that course now, beginning with the vocabulary for setting those big aspirational goals.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
When we talk about New Year's goals in English, there is one noun that just dominates the conversation,
Mm-hmm.
and that is resolution. This word feels so much more formal than just saying goal or plan, doesn't it?
It is. It really is. A resolution is a commitment. It's a formal promise, almost like a contract you make to yourself for the year ahead.
A contract with yourself, I like that.
It's deeply rooted in this idea of self-improvement and transformation. It's not just something you hope to do. It's something you intend to do because the change of the calendar feels like a fresh start.
That formality is so key.
Mhm.
It implies dedication, over the
Yeah.
long term, which is why people announce them so publicly, right? It kind of increases the pressure to stick with them.
Precisely. And the resolution has to be linked to that new beginning. If you decide to start jogging in, say, July,
Right.
that's a goal. But if you decide to start jogging specifically because it's January 1st and you want a healthier year,
Yeah.
that's a New Year's resolution.
I always try to make mine specific. Last year, my resolution was, it was ambitious. I wanted to practice a new language, let's say Japanese, for 15 minutes every single day.
Oh, wow.
7 days a week without fail. I thought, 15 minutes? That's easy.
That sounds like a really clear, measurable resolution, which is honestly the best kind. But the challenge is always in the execution. How successful were you in keeping that commitment?
Well, reality. Reality set in pretty quickly. I did not hit 7 days a week.
Okay.
I probably managed maybe 5 days pretty consistently through the whole year. But I didn't give up entirely. And I can now, greet people, order food, and have some basic conversations. I made real progress, even if I didn't get that perfect daily score.
That's fantastic. And your experience perfectly illustrates the two most common verbs we pair with this noun. Ah.
Okay. When you succeed, when you follow through on the promise, we say you keep your resolution. You mostly kept yours.
Mostly. Yes.
However, if that Python textbook remains untouched and you give up entirely by March, then you have broken your resolution.
Keep and break. They sound so simple, but they are absolutely essential here. If I had stopped practicing Japanese entirely in March, I would have broken my commitment to myself.
Absolutely. And, the data shows most people break their resolutions, often within the first month. The pressure of perfection is just too high.
It really is.
And this is why, when we talk about that guitar example, we have to talk about setting realistic goals.
Right. The critique we often hear is that the goal itself was the problem. If your resolution is to run a marathon, but you've never run more than like 5 kilometers,
Mm-hmm.
you're kind of setting yourself up to break it quickly. But doesn't accepting that people break resolutions so easily, doesn't that risk normalizing failure? That's a really insightful challenge, and it brings us to a crucial point about the difference between a resolution and what we might call a micro habit.
A micro habit.
Yes. A resolution is a big, sweeping promise, I will be healthy. A micro habit is the tiny, achievable action that helps you keep that resolution.
So instead of the huge, easily broken resolution like, I will be a master programmer, what's the micro habit?
It's a smaller daily action. Instead of focusing on the marathon, the micro habit is, I will put on my running shoes every morning.
It's just that one small thing.
Or for the Python learner, I will open the textbook and read one page, even if you close it right after. This is sometimes called habit stacking. You attach a new small behavior to one that already exists.
That makes it so much easier to keep the resolution because you're focusing on the effort, not some grand, difficult outcome.
Exactly.
Focusing on those small, measurable steps is a much more powerful strategy for keeping the promise. But sometimes people just realize they need to change a negative pattern entirely. And that's where we get to this really colorful English idiom. Turn over a new leaf.
This idiom is beautiful because it has nothing to do with plants or gardening.
Right.
It refers to the pages of a book. When you turn over a new leaf, you're starting on a fresh, clean page. Linguistically, it means making a significant positive change in your behavior, often after a period of, poor conduct or bad habits.
So it's about your reputation and your self-image, isn't it? If someone was known for being disorganized last year, they might use this phrase to announce a big shift.
Precisely. You're telling the world the old me is gone, for example. I was always late to work, but this year I plan to turn over a new leaf and be the first one in the office.
Oh, that's a big change.
It shows a commitment to changing a specific personal trait or behavior.
Or, tying it back to relationships. I want to turn over a new leaf and be more patient with my younger sister instead of always getting annoyed.
Yes, that's a perfect example. It's just a very expressive way to talk about self-improvement. It adds a bit of color to your language.
I like that.
And speaking of behavioral changes, let's discuss the single most common goal globally. It's always discussed using a specific phrase. Get in shape.
Yes. The fitness resolution. Get in shape.
This phrase is so simple. It just means to become physically healthy and fit. It covers everything from improving stamina to building muscle to losing weight.
It's the generic, umbrella term for physical self-improvement.
Exactly.
And this is why every January the gyms become, chaotic. Everyone wants to get in shape immediately. It's a universal cultural phenomenon.
The enthusiasm is, it's palpable. You'll hear people use it very simply. My resolution this year is to get in shape by summer so I can enjoy the beach.
That's a sensible goal, as long as it's realistic.
Right.
Because if someone's resolution is to get in shape by running 50...
We resolve to be perfect, we fail once, and then we often break the entire resolution. We have to remember that even small efforts toward getting in shape are progress.
Excellent point. Okay, so we have the language for setting the goal resolution, the effort to change, turning over a new leaf, and the success or failure.
Keep break.
A solid foundation.
Now that we know how to plan, let's move to the night of the year that makes all these plans possible. New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve, December 31st, is always characterized by this high anticipation. Everything we do in the final hours of the year is really focused on marking the transition from the old to the new.
And the most iconic activity, the one done almost everywhere, is the countdown.
The countdown, it's the act of counting backwards, usually from 10 to 1, in the final seconds leading up to midnight. It's this shared moment of synchronized excitement.
I love how universal that feeling is. Whether you're watching a huge event on TV or just standing in a quiet room with friends, the moment you hear people shout, 10!
Everyone looks at the clock, holds their breath, and just waits for that final zero.
And culturally, the pinnacle of this tradition has to be the ball drop in Times Square in New York City. Millions of people watch this.
For those who might not know, what exactly is the bowl drop?
In Times Square, there's a giant, spectacular crystal ball positioned high up on a flagpole. It begins to slowly descend or drop starting exactly 60 seconds before midnight.
A full minute.
A full minute. And when it reaches the bottom, it's precisely 12 a.m. and the new year has arrived. The whole world watches the final seconds of that countdown, focusing on that falling ball.
It sounds incredible. But
Yeah.
the thought of standing there for hours in the freezing cold with 1,000,000 people, that sounds like a serious commitment.
It is. It really is. A lot of people prefer a much cozier, more relaxed approach.
Yeah.
And that brings us to a very useful, casual phrase for socializing.
Hang out.
Hang out. This is one of those English phrases you just hear constantly. It's essential for casual conversation. It means to spend relaxed, informal time with someone, usually friends or family, without any, structured agenda.
Right. So you wouldn't use it for a formal dinner party.
No, not at all.
So if I ask you about your New Year's Eve plans, you might say, oh, I'm not planning a big party. I'm just going to hang out at my neighbor's apartment.
Exactly. That phrase instantly communicates a casual, low-stress environment. We'll order pizza, maybe play some simple card games, just hang out and watch the New York countdown on television from the comfort of the sofa.
It manages expectations perfectly. If you're planning to host a party, that's so much more formal than just hanging out.
A world of difference.
I think a lot of our listeners will use hang out much more often than host a party on a daily basis. Is very practical language. Now, as the clock strikes midnight and we move past the countdown, glasses are raised. And that takes us to the word toast.
The word toast can be tricky in English because it has two completely different meanings. We have to address that right away.
Yes, the crispy bread for breakfast is one meaning. What is the celebration meaning?
In this context, a toast is the act of raising a glass. It could have sparkling wine, cider, water, anything, and sharing a short congratulatory statement or a wish with the group before everyone drinks.
And it functions as both a verb and a noun, which is important.
Yes, crucially. Can you give us an example of both?
Sure. As a verb, you might say, let's toast to success in the new year. But as a noun, you'd say, he gave a very meaningful toast about friendship. The act is the same, but knowing the grammar is important for conversation.
It is. And unlike the long speeches you might hear at a wedding, New Year's toasts are usually pretty short and hopeful.
Very short.
Absolutely. Common examples are just simple, shared wishes to health and happiness or to a successful year. The whole point is just a brief, shared moment of hope right as the new year begins.
That ceremonial moment helps us transition into the broader concept of celebrating, which uses a very festive verb phrase, ring in the new year.
Ring in the new year. That's such beautiful, evocative language. It means to celebrate the arrival of the new year with excitement, with noise, and usually a big celebration.
Where does that come from?
The history of the phrase comes from the tradition of ringing church bells very loudly to signal the official beginning of January 1st.
It sounds so much grander than just saying celebrate the new year.
It does. It conveys that high energy. You'd ask someone, how are you planning to ring in the new year this time? Are you going to a party or are you just going to be hanging out?
Or, describing the past, we rang in the new year with a huge group of friends at a concert. It was loud and exciting.
Yes.
That use of rang in tells the listener the celebration was vibrant and memorable. We've covered the whole timeline now.
Yeah.
The preparation,
At climax
countdown toast,
and the overall celebration.
ring in the new year. Now, as we celebrate, Many cultures integrate these small, symbolic actions designed to ensure good fortune for the next 12 months.
Yes.
And these are often family traditions passed down through generations. I find these traditions absolutely fascinating
Right.
because they connect simple, everyday actions to these abstract concepts like luck and fortune.
They absolutely do. Take, for instance, the tradition of opening the front door at midnight, which was in our source material. It's such a simple but profound image.
So why open the door?
It's entirely symbolic. People open the door, sometimes even if it's snowing outside, to physically let the old year out and to welcome the new year with all its potential in.
That's wonderful.
It's a sign of being open to new opportunities and making a clean break from the past.
In my family, we focus on light. Exactly at midnight, we light a special golden candle that stays lit for a little while.
Oh, that's lovely.
And this is our way of welcoming light and warmth and brightness into the house for the upcoming year. It symbolizes a path that's, free of darkness or difficulty.
Whether it's opening a door or lighting a candle, these actions are about creating a positive energy. And of course, there's the tradition of kissing someone at midnight.
The famous midnight kiss.
Yes. It's believed that kissing someone, especially a romantic partner at midnight, guarantees affection and good fortune throughout the year. But even without a kiss, most people will share a hug and just say, "Happy New Year," to share the joy.
All of these traditions, they share a common theme, which is this desire for future success.
Mm-hmm.
And this introduces a critical piece of vocabulary we need to focus on: prosperity.
Prosperity. This is a higher level word, but it's extremely important here.
Mm.
It means the state of being successful, usually by having wealth, financial success, or general good fortune.
So words like affluence or abundance or financial well-being.
Exactly. When people make resolutions to start a new business or to get in shape, often the underlying hope is for prosperity.
Right.
And many New Year's traditions specifically use food as a tool to attract this prosperity, because food is the most basic form of abundance.
Yeah, that makes sense.
However, we should be clear that prosperity isn't just about money. For you, the learner, you can use it much more broadly. Well, you can wish someone prosperity in their studies, meaning success in learning,
Oh, I like that.
or prosperity in their relationships, meaning deep, supportive friendships and family ties. It makes the word so much more versatile than just talking about bank accounts.
That makes the word much more useful for our audience.
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at the specific foods people eat to encourage that broad sense of prosperity.
First, let's talk about the symbolism of seafood. In various coastal cultures, eating fish, shrimp, or crab is a New Year's tradition.
What's the logic there?
Fish, unlike many other animals, only swim forward. They never swim backward.
Ah.
So eating fish symbolizes moving forward in the new year, never retreating. And because they often swim in large groups, called schools, they also represent abundance and financial growth.
So you're literally eating forward momentum and prosperity.
You
I
are.
love that kind of symbolism. Now, for something a little different, the Southern American tradition of black-eyed peas.
This is a very powerful regional tradition in the United States. Black-eyed peas are small beans. They're believed to bring good luck, and specifically money, because their round shape resembles coins.
Oh, coins.
And they're traditionally served alongside cooked greens, which symbolize paper money.
So the entire meal is designed as a ritual for attracting wealth. But I've heard they're often eaten more for tradition than for, being delicious.
That is often true. While many people do enjoy them, the commitment to tradition is definitely stronger than the commitment to taste in this case.
Right.
People will eat them precisely because their grandparents ate them, knowing it's a powerful way to ensure luck. It just highlights how deeply these cultural habits can become ingrained.
And finally, we have to discuss the most challenging food ritual: the 12 grapes of Spain and Latin America.
This one is just pure high-pressure fun.
It sounds...
The tradition says you must eat one grape for each of the 12 chimes of the clock, right at midnight.
12 grapes in roughly 12 seconds. That's fast.
It's incredibly fast. And each grape you eat represents good fortune for one of the 12 months of the year. If you fail to eat a grape in time, or, if you choke,
Oh, no.
that month is believed to be unlucky.
Imagine the stress. You're focused on the countdown, you've got a glass in one hand, and you're trying to stuff 12 slippery grapes into your mouth without laughing.
It requires serious focus.
And maybe a trip to the emergency room.
It definitely requires preparation.
Yeah.
But the beauty of all these traditions, the fish, the peas, the grapes, is that they all confirm how the transition into the new year is considered a turning point. It's a moment where this abstract idea of prosperity is made real and achievable through these tangible, enjoyable rituals.
We've celebrated and planned. Now we arrive at January 1st, New Year's Day. After all that high energy, the day itself is often surprisingly quiet.
It has to be quiet. People are exhausted. After staying up late to ring in the new year and celebrate with the countdown, most people start the first day of the year by doing the most sensible thing possible.
What's that?
They sleep in.
Sleep in. It's a phrase that describes a simple luxury, just waking up later than you normally would.
Exactly. If your alarm usually forces you awake at 6 or 7 a.m. on New Year's Day, you get to sleep in until 10 or 11. It's a necessary day of rest and recovery.
The whole day often feels so peaceful and still. It's almost like the world is pausing to take a collective breath.
It is.
And I love that unique atmosphere. When you finally do wake up, there's this sense of a totally clean slate, which gives you the energy to kick off the new year with purpose.
Kick off, that is a verb we use a lot in English, often related to sports, like football. It means to start or begin something, usually in an energetic, enthusiastic, or official way.
So it's more active and powerful than just saying start.
Much more.
So I wouldn't just say I started my new hobby. I would say I want to kick off the year by signing up for my new painting hobby.
Exactly. It implies initiative. It's used for positive beginnings. We kicked off the new financial quarter with a massive sales meeting.
Or I kicked off my resolution by going for a long run on January 1st. It sets such an energetic tone.
It does. But while some people immediately kick off the year by cleaning or exercising, many others choose a softer, more social beginning, like having brunch.
Brunch is such a wonderful cultural concept. It's that large, relaxed meal eaten between breakfast and lunch, right? Usually around 11 a.m. or noon on weekends or holidays.
That's the one. It often combines breakfast foods like pancakes and eggs with lunch foods like sandwiches and salads.
My family always has a massive New Year's Day brunch. Everyone comes over in comfortable clothes, still wearing the tiredness from the night before, and we just eat slowly, chatting and drinking lots of coffee.
That sounds perfect.
It's a really gentle, relaxed way to start the year.
And it embodies that balance we talked about. You're resting and recovering, but you're also engaging in a low-stress social activity.
Right.
Other relaxing New Year's Day traditions include watching cultural events on television.
Like the Rose Parade in California.
Yes, it has these incredible floats completely covered in flowers and other natural materials. It's just a breathtaking spectacle of engineering and art.
It really is.
And in the U.S., many people spend the afternoon watching American football, specifically the college championship games, which are known as bowl games. It's a perfect way to relax and just ease into the new year.
So January 1st is all about balance. Both the effort to kick off a resolution and the permission to sleep in and enjoy a relaxed brunch.
Mm-hmm.
But before we fully rush into the future, we have to dedicate some time to looking back. The new year is the ideal moment for reflection.
Reflection is key. It means thinking carefully and seriously about the events, the decisions, and the challenges of the past year. It's a crucial mental inventory that helps us understand where we are right now.
What worked well, what mistakes were made.
Exactly.
I agree, reflection is healthy, but
Yeah.
can it ever be detrimental?
Yeah.
What if reflecting on past failures, like realizing you broke your resolution to learn Python, makes you too fearful to attempt a new goal?
That's a very, very important question. Reflection should not be used for punishment. It should be used for learning.
Well,
The most productive kind of reflection focuses on two things: gratitude and acknowledging the obstacles you overcame.
let's discuss that powerful verb, overcame.
Overcame is the past tense of overcome, and it means you successfully dealt with or conquered a difficulty, a struggle, or an obstacle. It is a verb of victory against a challenge.
For example, last year I had this really complex work project that caused me immense stress, some sleepless nights.
Mm-hmm.
When I finally delivered it successfully, I could say, I overcame the struggle of finishing that project. It's so important to celebrate those moments.
It is essential. Or maybe you had a personal fear, like public speaking. If you managed to give a presentation successfully despite your anxiety, you overcame that fear. Reflection allows you to identify those victories and feel stronger for the next year.
And the second part of productive reflection is gratitude.
Gratitude. It's the feeling of being thankful for the good things in your life. Even if the past year presented immense struggles, there are always things to be thankful for.
Health, family, small moments of kindness or joy.
Yes. Writing those things down, practicing gratitude, can fundamentally shift your outlook from focusing on what you missed to appreciating what you have.
That's the magic of the New Year's transition, isn't it?
It is. By combining reflection on our past victories, practicing gratitude, and making a forward-looking resolution, the change of the date truly feels like a turning point. A moment where we have permission to hit the reset button and try again.
No matter what happened, January 1st is a second chance.
A fresh start.
We have covered so much ground today, providing you with the essential vocabulary for discussing new beginnings. We talked about commitment, celebration, reflection.
All necessary pieces of the New Year experience. You're now equipped to talk confidently about this critical transition time in English. Let's quickly review the most important vocabulary we drilled into today.
Okay, we started with setting your commitment, a resolution, and the two critical verbs you pair with it.
Keep or break.
Then we learned the classic idiom for positive change.
Turn over a new leaf, and the most popular goal, to get in shape.
Then we moved to the celebration. The countdown to midnight, the casual socializing when you hang out.
The formal moment when you toast, and the overall festive act of ringing in the new year.
We connected many traditions to the desire for prosperity. That's success and good fortune.
And we discussed how to spend New Year's Day, whether you choose to sleep in or to kick off the new year actively.
And finally, we closed with the power of reflection, focusing on the struggles you overcame and the importance of practicing gratitude.
That is a robust stack of knowledge that goes far beyond simple definitions. Now, for the most crucial part.
Applying this knowledge.
Yes.
This is the mandatory call to action. Practice is the key to truly making this language your own. We want you to use one of the new words or phrases you learned today.
What is the one word or lesson you learned today? Write it in the comments below. Don't be shy. We really want to see how you are using these phrases.
Tell us your own plan. You could write, my resolution is to get in shape. Or perhaps, I plan to turn over a new leaf and start my new language course.
I hope I don't break my resolution this time.
Yes. Use the English we taught you.
Small, consistent steps in practice lead to massive long-term progress. We wish you health, happiness, and great success in the coming year.
Happy New Year, everyone, and happy learning.
Goodbye, and may you ring in the new year with joy and prosperity.